Now that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters and has finally hit $1 billion at the box office worldwide speaking, a lot of fans around the world are very intrigued about what could have been before the reshoots and the rewrites of this movie by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and Kathleen Kennedy, and more. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of fans were very disappointed about is the fact that we did not get to see our favorite Force ghosts like Anakin, Luke, Leia, Mace Windu, Ahsoka Tano, Qui-Gon Jinn, and I mean the list goes on. And everything related to what we got in the finalized version of the movie, where everything was reduced down to disembodied voices. Originally, it was not going to be as simple as that. We were originally supposed to actually see the Force ghosts on the world of Exegol in many different forms. Now, there were many different cuts of this movie where they were actually testing the waters of certain scenes and really seeing how things worked out, and eventually, due to all the massive reshoots, they really had to fine-tune the movie to the point where we only got the disembodied voices. Now, this was mainly an idea by Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, where she believed in the less is more format, where you only get to hear the Force ghosts, not see them. And to her, I guess that made things a little bit more realistic as a movie. To me, I would have absolutely preferred to actually see the Force ghosts, to actually witness them helping Rey, getting up on her feet, helping, of course, herself in order to destroy Palpatine once and for all. Now, on top of all of this, Disney and Lucasfilm went through many changes and adjustments for The Rise of Skywalker during the months of August, September, and October, during many of the major reshoots and rewrites during the production of the film, where, of course, it's noted that one of the major changes had to do with the third act of the movie, by Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams. It said that one of the major scenes that were deleted involved both actors Hayden Christensen and Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine and Anakin Skywalker within the world of Exegol, where it's noted that one of the scenes that were partially shot before it was deleted involved Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker restoring Rey's health near the latest cut of the movie before the reshoots were done that involved Anakin to be the first Force ghost to be revealed to help Rey, where he would actually place his hand on Rey's shoulder and exchange a couple of lines of dialogue. Now, to her in the process, during this time is when Palpatine would stop shooting Force lightning into the sky, where he feels a familiar presence. That presence is Anakin Skywalker, where both Palpatine and Anakin would look at each other for a brief moment, where Palpatine would then see Luke and Leia appear in back of Anakin, where Palpatine would say one line of dialogue, simply as Skywalkers. Once Rey is able to stand up, all the Force ghosts of the Skywalker family will be seen behind her, where Palpatine sees Anakin, Luke, and Leia. Anakin's appearance appears older in design, where Anakin and his children would eventually vanish into thin air as Force ghosts, where it would actually frustrate Sidious to where he would face Rey along with Ben Solo eventually toward the end of the movie. This scene was cut and changed due to the massive reshoots and the rewrites by Disney and Lucasfilm, as well as J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. So, the thing about this that I think is way more powerful than what we got in the finalized version of the movie is that we had a moment in which both Anakin and Palpatine pretty much, looked at each other. They actually locked eyes. They actually had eye contact, and that to me would have been the perfect moment for these two characters to actually see each other once more. Basically showing Anakin and Palpatine, looking at each other would have been the perfect, moment for the fans, I believe at least. Because when we look at what they did with Revenge of the Sith, we saw Palpatine's manipulation of him making all these different promises of what he would do for Anakin about Padme Amidala and how he knew that she would die, through childbirth, all these different things, and saving her. This, to me, I think would have been a perfect idea by J.J. Abrams, and it's very unfortunate that they did not go through with this in order to really fulfill the scene for Episode 9. Now, this reminds me of another scene that was deleted that really should have been in the film, was Darth Vader's castle. You guys may actually have seen some of the leaked art book of the Rise of Skywalker images that are now, pretty much surfacing on the internet, where you can see images where you do see Darth Vader's castle in the distance, where Kylo Ren is on the world of Mustafar. In case you guys did not know, the very beginning of the movie, the one that's actually in theaters, the very beginning is indeed Mustafar. It actually grows trees over time. The planet changes. And in the art book of The Rise of Skywalker, from some of the leaked images that surfaced today actually, you can actually go ahead and find them, in the distance there is Darth Vader's castle. And it confirms what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that there was going to be a segment in the movie where Kylo Ren would actually travel inside of his castle. So that's a very interesting piece. So all these major scenes that never made it to the movie, I don't know why JJ, Chris Terrio, Kathleen Kennedy ultimately decide to not include scenes like this, such as, Anakin looking at Palpatine along with Luke and Leia looking at Palpatine as well, where Sidious would say one simple line as Skywalkers in an almost intimidated way, where he could not believe the fact that they are here fixing or helping Rey. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about everything about the particular scene that was cut. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.